What's up, crypto tubers, and particularly Jeti Knight? Lots of respect to you, Jeti Knight. I love that you just released, excuse me, a video response to me. I had actually come across one of your videos through a commenter of mine who was not. It wasn't an aggressive thing. He linked your video and he said, I disagree with your feelings on BitConnect Kryptographyk. I feel that you should have a look at Jeti Knight's video. He's very knowledgeable on the subject of BitConnect. So that's how I ended up coming across your video. And then I watched it, and I loved your style, man. And I loved the way you presented yourself and the way you examine things, and the approach that you use to creating content, basically. I believe that this kind of interaction between you and I right now is what makes the world go round, really. And this is something that the internet, the age of the internet, has to a degree all but wiped out, is people's ability to converse on a purely intellectual level and from a position of equal footing as two human beings who may not agree on said topic, but who still have the ability to be civil with one another, and maybe even have a laugh together, and maybe even chill together one time and have a game of pool or whatever. They don't have to be enemies just because they don't agree on a certain topic. Yeah. And so I love the way that's how you make your videos. That's how I try to make my videos. I had not watched any of your other videos either before being sent that one about BitConnect specifically. And I will watch more of your videos, man. I want to check out more of what you do, and I'm interested to see more of your journey in BitConnect. I myself, I've been on both sides of the fence in life. I've been on some very high highs and some very low lows. There's a brief introduction to myself on my channel, but the main thing that I'm trying to do with my channel is to just have a real snapshot of myself in my work, my day-to-day life. I pay my bills off crypto. I run a couple of businesses from home. I look after a couple of family members without giving up too many personal details, but and I'm trying to just give a real snapshot of who I am, and I'm not trying to be anyone who I'm not. I've had some crazy experiences in life, both bad and good, and I'm not trying to hide any of those experiences, so in that sense, I feel that you and I are on a similar journey, because you stated clearly in your video at one point that you were you were trying to provide just one man's honest journey, one man's honest experience with BitConnect as a platform. So I respect that, man. I respect that. I respect the way you do your stuff. I respect the way you create your content, and I respect the way you converse with others. I started to scroll down through your comments, and was disappointed, to be honest, that like the first 20 comments were like, this Kryptographyk guy's a cockhead, or just people cut straight to the personal insults without trying to just examine, all right, hold on a second, just because this guy doesn't agree with me, that doesn't necessarily mean he's insulting me. If I have a conversation with you and I don't agree with your point of view, that doesn't necessarily mean I think you're a bad person. But I mean, insecurity is rife in the world. Insecurity is at pandemic proportions in the world right now, and those kind of responses are the kind of responses that stem from insecurity in oneself. Because when they have a conversation and the other person doesn't agree with whatever they have chosen to build themselves up as, whatever belief system they've chosen to build themselves up around, when that person doesn't agree with them, they hear your belief system is wrong, therefore you're a bad person, therefore you're wrong, therefore there's something wrong with you. and then instantly that's when the walls go up, the aggression comes out, the personal insults come out, and that's just something that I believe we need to wipe out, the same as we need to wipe out cancer, man. So let's have a discussion on that note. You numbered your points in your video. I like that. You'll have to excuse me. I literally have not properly slept for 2 nights. Like I've been researching this BitConnect stuff, and I just wanted to let you know you spoke a little bit about moving the goalposts on a few of your points. You know, coin is worthless because it's on its own exchange. Then it gets moved to other exchanges. Then the goalposts get moved, or the market cap or the goalposts get moved and whatnot. There are no goalposts for me. For me, I started researching BitConnect properly a few days ago, and I have come to the conclusions that I've come to about it upon speaking with people who I've discovered have been there since very close to the inception of BitConnect, none of which are willing to respond to any simple questions. So everything about the research that I've done for BitConnect presents a red flag to me. And for myself and for the followers of my channel, I encourage a specific set of guidelines for choosing whether or not to invest in a cryptocurrency, in a coin. And people say that, you know, it's all speculation. There's no proof. It's all speculation. But the problem is, we are now in an economy, in the crypto economy, that is basically all speculation. So it's hard to do anything but speculate on the information that we're able to garner, on the information we're able to harvest, and on the information that we're provided by said cryptocurrency or company. So without further ado, your first point was the scam Ponzi scheme, and that there is no fact, it's only opinion, right? It's just an opinion. Nobody has presented any fact that it's a Ponzi scheme. And my rebuttal for that is simply one that's just pretty much an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. The rebuttal could be made that there's been no proof otherwise either. So again, the speculation side of things comes on both sides of the fence, on your side and on my side. We're both just speculating on the information that we have available to us. BitConnect, as far as I'm concerned, has not provided any proof that there is a real trading bot, any proof that the profits being doled out to investors are coming from a trading bot and not just coming from, say, appreciation in price of the coin, or cash Bitcoin reserves that they have available to them, or whatnot. I have not seen anything that provides me definitive proof that it's not a Ponzi scheme. So, I mean, I guess on that one we're just going to have to agree to disagree. Number 2 and number 3 are kind of put together. People argue that the coin is worthless and it's only on its own Bitcoin exchange. So it's only on its own Bitcoin exchange. It still mainly is. I believe it's on another couple of exchanges. I just had a look today at CoinMarketCap, and then you're right. There's Livecoin and NovaCoin, and then there's Coin Exchange, Nova Exchange, and Trade Satoshi. All of the bottom, which are trading in numbers between $2 and like $7,000. Livecoin is trading about $396,000 worth of volume, but the majority of the BitConnect market cap, 91.83%, is sitting there on the BitConnect exchange. So when you mention that people say the coin is worthless, and your answer to that is that it's only worthless to you because you're not using their platform, my rebuttal to that would be that this is what creates the danger, is that we have a platform that is being run by an unknown entity. We have not been able to find a person or persons who can take responsibility for ownership of the platform. or who can be chased down and followed up on should the majority of that market cap and a lot of those coins suddenly be dumped in some kind of exit scam. So this point for me is one of the major red flags, is that the majority of the market cap, 90% or more, is held on their own exchange, and this is what creates the danger that if something should happen to those coins, or the people who have bought in the following months at prices of 100 or 110 or whatever dollar they paid for their BitConnect tokens, will be left holding the bags. And one of the things that scares me the most about this, and one of the things that hurts me the most about this, is that I look, and as I've been talking on Facebook to a few of these guys who have just formed the new BitConnect Public Limited entity on the UK Companies House website, you know, they are literally enlisting armies of promoters in Cambodia, Vietnam, Indonesia, and a lot of places where there are severe problems with poverty. And sure, some people are going to make money out of their referrals and are going to be able to get in and out in time and whatnot. And remember, this is just my opinion. I'm not stating this is fact, but this is what I suspect, and this is what I worry about, and this is why I feel I have a responsibility as a YouTube creator to try and get the information out there and to try and warn people about the possible dangers of this platform. So the way I see it, a very large percentage of the people that are going to be left holding bags if this thing does fall to the ground are going to be those same people from Cambodia, Vietnam, Indonesia, and those same people who may not know a lot about tech, who may not know a lot about researching cryptocurrencies, who may have put all of their life savings into this, and I'm just worried about people like that getting hurt, to be honest, man. So the number 4, the market cap, you'll have to excuse that my notes are kind of jumbled up. As I said, I didn't sleep for a few nights. So your 4th point was about the market cap being here we go, number 4, CoinMarketCap website. So the CoinMarketCap being very large, and you know, being in the top 30 rating of cryptocurrencies and whatnot. This says to me, and this is probably the main reason, when you look at above a $600 million market cap, this is the main reason I feel that people need to be scrutinizing the platform a little bit more, and that someone needs to come forward from the platform and alleviate a little bit of the unknown factors that we have in the platform so far. So the market cap is above $600 million, and it's so large that the public deserves some validation, and some truth and some facts. We deserve to be shown a little bit more about the goings on of the company, and we need some validation, because you're at a level where you're holding an amount of money that is by no means trivial, and with that amount of market cap comes a certain amount of responsibility to reveal yourself, and to give the public some sense of security on their investments. Yeah. So the high market cap is the main reason I've decided to look into BitConnect, and not some of the other ones. Plenty of other ones that seem to be popping up all over the place out there. So number 5, the white paper. So you said there's no white paper. YouTubers then sent it, so Trevon James, and that's sent in some info about the coin, which then basically serves as a white paper because it's the same kind of information that would be seen in a white paper. Well, you can't blame, I feel that you can't blame people in the crypto community, somewhat tech savvy people, for not accepting a couple of YouTubers' copy and pastes as a white paper for a specific coin. It's not a real white paper. It's, you know, I particularly, that doesn't mean much to me whether or not a white paper is revealed, because the way I see it, a white paper is just a method of revealing information. So I kind of agree with you in the sense that the information is now revealed on the GitHub of what the coin is apparently supposed to be all about. But it doesn't give us much information really about the inner workings of the company itself. The coin itself, as you saw, people just look at the fact that it's forked from Peercoin, Novacoin, Bitcoin, and then they dismiss that fact. So the complaint about the fork from Peercoin, Novacoin, Bitcoin is not the fact that they've simply forked a coin. It's the fact that when you look at the amount of work that's gone into creating the BitConnect token on the GitHub, it very clearly shows, as I demonstrated in one of my videos, whichever one that I think the second one, the longer one with the rabbit hole in their title, the longer one where I actually delved into the GitHub on a bit of a deeper basis. So the GitHub shows us there was a large amount of work by an anonymous team of programmers, which was basically a quick fork, a quick patch over of some existing code. And the complaint that I have, and that detractors of BitConnect have, is that not that it's forked from open source code. I mean, the crypto economy is built around open source projects and being able to fork and improve on others' codes, but the fact that BitConnect themselves have not added any innovation to the coin. They have not changed anything to the coin. The way it looks in the GitHub is that the coin was forked and created in haste just to have a token to put on exchange. The main aim being that you have your own exchange, and we needed a token for the exchange. And then later on, they've now created wallets for it and whatnot, and you have a block explorer and whatnot. And then I believe later on, actually, you mentioned in your video about the Bitcoin blockchain working well. There we go. Of course, the blockchain works well. It's just a fork of an already existing functional blockchain. So the fact that you say that there's a GitHub blockchain explorer and that you can explore all the transactions and it functions very well doesn't mean anything about BitConnect. It just means that the code that they chose to fork from was legit and worked well, which we know that the code ultimately from Bitcoin, Peercoin, and Novacoin are functioning blockchains. So basically, that's just a quick patch. It's not. There's no proof of any existing, skilled programmers that have managed to innovate or create something themselves. They basically have just cloned something. So of course it's functioning is my rebuttal to that point that you made. Number 8, the BitConnect offices aren't real. Again, this brings us back to the point that you mentioned about the goalposts being moved. Originally there were no offices in the UK, and now that there are offices in, I believe, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Cambodia, the goalposts have been moved, and we say that they're now in corrupt companies. Well, as someone who has lived in Southeast Asia for a lot of my life, and even personally seen people get out of things through bribes, I know that this is in fact truth about these countries, and that corruption is rife in these countries. So if you look at it from my point of view as a potential investor who a few days ago starts researching this firm, the first interaction that I have with this company, and the first bit of information that I find on this company, is that they're a registered company in the UK. So naturally, I want to research where are they in the UK? Who are they in the UK? Who registered the company in the UK? And this is where we come to the level of this Ken Fitzsimmons character, who is apparently a non-existent person, which I hear often compared to Satoshi, which I feel again is a null argument, because Satoshi created Bitcoin, he created the code, he released it, he let it out, and a bunch of other programmers now work on it, a bunch of other known programmers, Bitcoin Core, Jihan Wu, who has now forked to Bitcoin Cash. It's an open source program, it's an open source project. Nothing happens in Bitcoin without the knowledge of the public. It's completely transparent. The fact that someone non-existent invented it way back when doesn't make a difference to the fact that now it's functioning as a completely transparent open source project. So that argument is null and void from my personal point of view. But anyway, so the first interaction I have with BitConnect is that I look them up. I see they've registered as a UK business under an apparently a vessel, apparently non-existent person that nobody can seem to find. And so I go, okay, well, let's look into it a bit more. And then I look into it a bit more, and I go and I do my Facebook research, and I find these new entities, BitConnect Public Limited and whatnot, that have been registered. And I've gone and I've had a chat with a few of, one of the people, Sofana Khan, who's the smallest shareholder in the new BitConnect Public Limited company, which of course in the event of an exit scam would be almost completely void of any responsibility anyway, because they've created a new entity now after the original creation of BitConnect. So if there was an exit scam, you might think that you could chase after the people who have created the new BitConnect entities, but actually no. The only person who you'd be able to chase after was the non-existent Ken Fitzsimmons. So there's no accountability in that regard. There's no safety on your investment in that regard. And that's another red flag. But anyway, so I find that they're registered in the UK. But then upon doing some research on Facebook and finding out the timelines of some of these Vietnamese and Cambodian players, and the timelines and the fact that they have been involved very near to the date of inception of BitConnect and very near to the date of when it all started exploding, that to me says the first decision made for BitConnect as an entity was one that was based on deceit and rooted in deceit. In that sense, the first interaction with them as a company that I have had as a possible investor is finding out that they have registered a company based on deceit, that is not a real entity and that was never a real entity in the UK. So, look, your grandma's going to tell you if you meet somebody and the first thing they do to you is bullshit you, you should probably avoid that person. Similarly, with a company, if you call them up and you ask them a question about some of their business, or you ask them a bit about how their business works, and they give you a bullshit answer as the first answer they give you, I don't know if I want to do business with that company. So I'm sure you can understand my point of view that just stacks up again to another red flag. So Bitcoin fork exit scam opportunity. So the Bitcoin Cash incident. This is interesting because I looked into this the other day, and I noticed that they paid out the Bitcoin Cash. Honestly, I'm on two minds about it. It could support your argument. It could support mine, because just to play devil's advocate here, those who are on the BitConnect platform and who have been for a while, like yourself and those who have been getting payouts for a while, what are they likely to do with that Bitcoin Cash that gets paid out to them? You know? So I can't help but feel that that decision may have been made with a view to pumping up the price of the coin more. I mean, actually, come to think of it, if we have a look at, I had it open on CoinMarketCap here, charts here. So if we look at, where's the date? August 1st. If you look at August 1st, sure enough, when we had the fork, when the Bitcoin Cash was released, we saw a significant hike from that point through to August 7th, August 9th. This is, I don't know when BitConnect actually released the Bitcoin Cash. What date did BitConnect release Bitcoin Cash? What date did BitConnect release BCH? BCH distribution, BitConnect, August 2nd. If you held Bitcoin during first, your Bitcoin card is credited. The ticker symbols are already in use by our platform. So it was credited on the 2nd from what I see here from a brief look. So I may be wrong on that. But if we look at the 2nd, the 1st and the 2nd of August, when the fork happened, there's a big spike there. A massive spike. And so, as I suspected, and as from my feeling, those who run BitConnect probably suspected, a lot of that Bitcoin Cash was probably then re-injected into the platform and supporting the image of a well-functioning, investment opportunity that returns good. The glitch and the hack, I haven't looked into that personally yet. I just got home, watched your video. Lastly, BitConnect and OneCoin. So OneCoin reporting, you say that they've reported about OneCoin on their site. It seems that the BitConnect website has a obviously a dedicated team that is just pretty much regurgitating any crypto news from the crypto space daily. So that doesn't surprise me at all that they would definitely want to release something about OneCoin being a scam, if only to further legitimize their own image as a legitimate platform. So a couple of things I wanted to finish with, and forgive me, as I said, my notes, as I was watching your video, I was writing notes all around, so that's kind of all jumbled up. But I wanted to respond to everything you said. As I said, I respect you as a content creator. I respect your approach. I respect your response to my video. Even though my video wasn't directly directed to you, you still chose to respond to me. You didn't. I mean, you only played a couple of sound bites from my video. You didn't respond to the actual whole BitConnect video that I said. Well, actually, you pretty much have with each of these questions. So I mean, again, it's just kudos to you, man. I like your style. I like what you do. And even though I'm tired as hell and I really need some sleep, I wanted to get this out to you. So I've got some arrows pointed at here on a couple of things that I wanted to finish on. Firstly, you played the soundbite where I said there are two types. There are two types of YouTube channels.
What's up, Internet? It's Tuesday, and I'm hanging out here at...
Sorry, I just wanted to... so where are we? There are two types of cryptocurrency YouTube channels. I wanted to play the specific soundbite that you played.
What's the password?
From your video. Sorry, I'll just skip my own ad. That's annoying.
Vietnam, able to the authorities there follows that due diligence and an intellectual approach.
Here we go.
Encourage due diligence to follow a YouTube channel very carefully.
All right, so here we go. Here's the bit that you played.
YouTube follows that YouTube channels that you choose to follow. Are you going to follow the ones that encourage due diligence and an intellectual approach, or are you going to follow the ones who tell you to just blindly follow anything that says to the moon, woo, 2% profit, 40% profit, 100% profit? Yeah, we all know we can all make good money in crypto, but it can be done honestly, and it can be done without screwing up your moral compass. Yeah, I said in the description of my last video, the last sentence that I put out there was, let those who profit do it honestly and not through lies and deceit.
Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that last fact. that was directed at the people like, let's say OneCoin. OneCoin's pretty much proven as a legitimate scam here. So just, even though we're talking about BitConnect, and I believe BitConnect is also ultimately going to come crumbling down, let's just talk about OneCoin. We know OneCoin is a scam. That statement was directed at, let those who profit do it honestly and not through lies and deceit. Yeah? So when I say choose the type of channel you decide to follow, choose the ones who are going to choose an intellectual approach that encourages you to do due diligence. I was talking about channels like you, bro. Your channel has, from what I've seen, encouraged due diligence. You've encouraged investigation, and you are ultimately just providing your interpretation of your investigation and your due diligence. Do I think that your moral compass is screwed up because you have a BitConnect referral code? Of course I don't. You believe in BitConnect. You, from your point of view, BitConnect is a legitimate platform that brings legitimate profits. So how is it screwing up your moral compass to have a BitConnect referral link? In one of my other videos, Crypto Brad, the other Aussie guy who originally commissioned me to have a look, and who originally responded to me. He's a young channel. Anyone who hasn't checked him out, check him out. Crypto Brad. Again, don't agree with him. He's a BitConnect guy, but he's a young Australian channel. I recommend you go check him out. And in one of my videos, I actually said to people, after watching all that I've told you, if you still think BitConnect's okay, and if you still want to invest in BitConnect, please go ahead, go over to Crypto Brad's channel and invest, and click Crypto Brad's affiliate link. If you still think BitConnect is legitimate now, please come to Jeti Knight's channel, click Jeti Knight's affiliate link. Do I think your moral compass is screwed up? No. Do I think Trevon James's moral compass is screwed up? No. Because I believe that you guys believe that it's a legitimate platform. I just don't agree with that, And everything that I've found over the last few days, from the unwillingness of anyone to talk to me, even from the promoters, apart from Sofana and his claim that he had nothing to hide, followed by a prompt name change on Facebook, just the everything that I have found in my research over the last few days has led me to believe that this is a dangerous investment opportunity that will at some point come crumbling down. I have also said that I think this is an incredibly intelligently worked out scheme. I think that this scheme has been so well thought out that it's more than possible we could be looking at a Enron type situation here, where you got, upwards of 10 years of successful business dealings with it. I don't know. But I believe that the business was started through deceit. I believe that the ethics of the business are deceitful ultimately, and that we have been lied to by the business, and therefore that it's not a good platform to invest in. Lastly, I've got written here lastly as my last finishing comment, you said in your video, people need to understand that the crypto economy is unregulated. That fact is the entire reason why, when I come across a platform like BitConnect, which has no one who is answerable for it at this point, which has no accountability should something happen and should all the money disappear, that is why I feel it's my responsibility to try and educate and protect people from investing in such a scheme. And to all you commenters down there who talk shit on the internet, and your keyboard warriors and whatever, Jeti Knight, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the commenters. Just try talking like just, normal educated adults, would you? Please? Don't talk shit over the internet. It just makes you look weak, man. Like, if you're going to talk shit, come find me, talk shit to my face, man. And I don't want to, I won't follow that train of talking, because then I just sound like someone who's like trying to sound macho. I'm not trying to sound macho, but what I'm saying is that it's different to personally insult someone behind the safety of your keyboard than it is to come and do it to their face. Yeah? And so I try to treat people over the internet like I would treat them if I met them face to face. Okay? Jeti Knight, I respect your channel, man. I'm interested in having a look a little bit more at your journey. Thank you for your response. Happy to be able to provide this response. And, you know, maybe we can even do like a live stream together or a live chat or whatever in the future, man. I love your work. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing your due diligence. Good luck with BitConnect. Anyone who wants to invest in BitConnect, either CryptoBrad or Jeti Knight are your affiliate links. You know, peace and love to everybody, man. Peace and love to everybody. Let's just all treat each other with respect and like we would like to be treated ourselves. Yeah? See you guys later. Jeti Knight. Peace out. Appreciate your response. See you soon.